Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be presenting my informative speech. Before I get started, I would like to make a few quick comments. I would like to apologize in advance if you hear some little grunts or snores in the background, as I have a puppy sitting back here that is too noisy for her own good. Second, I would like to state that I am using the software called Streamlabs OBS to make this recording, and I'm controlling scene changes and the recording with a streamer deck here on my phone. I'm going to be recording the time along with you so that we have an accurate measure of how long this speech is. And here are my speaking notes. I may also look over to the side here because this is where I have my second monitor set up to watch and record. All right, without further ado, starting the timer. Yep, it's official. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing here. I've had this guitar for a year and a half, and I have absolutely no idea how to play it. Have you ever bought or borrowed a musical instrument with the intent to learn to play it, but never actually got around to learning it? Well, as it turns out, learning to play that instrument can provide a plethora of benefits to the mind and body, but also has some drawbacks that can be difficult to overcome. Specifically, I will explain how it uses almost every part of your brain, reduces stress, and for those both single and in relationships, has the power to make you more attractive to current and potential mates. But this does come at the cost of time, expense, and there being no guarantee that you will be any good. If you take the information I give to you today to heart, it will allow you to make a more informed decision about whether or not you should learn to play an instrument. I did a decent amount of research in preparation for this speech, and myself have also learned how to play three different instruments in my years, so I can accurately testify to some of the ideas presented in this speech. So first we're going to be starting with a video posted on YouTube by Ted Ed. The video was created by Anita Collins though, and it is titled How Playing an Instrument Benefits Your Brain. So
But when scientists turned from observing the brains of music listeners to those of musicians, the little backyard fireworks became a jubilee. It turns out that while listening to music engages the brain in some pretty interesting activities, playing music is the brain's equivalent of a full body workout. The neuroscientists saw multiple areas of the brain light up, simultaneously processing different information in intricate, interrelated, and astonishingly fast sequences. But what is it about making
all right. So as you can see, the brain goes absolutely crazy when playing music. The video then does later go to say that repeated use of affected areas, those areas specifically being your visual, auditory, and motor functions, when used repeatedly, like any other workout, strengthen the brain over time, which can be applied to other activities outside of music even, such as your studies or maybe even like a chess game or card game, something where you really got to use that brain. There is, however, a downside. That is that learning to play an instrument takes a long time, and I mean a long time. It took me an entire summer to learn how to play the ukulele and not sound absolutely awful, and then another year after that before I could play it proficiently and sing along while playing. There are a lot of things that could be done otherwise in that time, but you may find that a stronger brain is well worth it. Now let's talk about stress. Us as college students are at a point in our lives where we are stressed almost 24/7. As it turns out, in a study performed by the National Center for Biotechnology Information, volunteers who listened to relaxing music before being introduced to a stressor had significantly lower cortisol, the stress hormone, levels than those who did not listen to anything before the stressor was introduced. This applies to both playing and just listening to music. I can personally agree to this study's findings because I know that when I'm getting stressed or frustrated with homework or studying, I take a break, listen to some music, play some music, and it makes me feel refreshed, relaxed, and ready to get back to the task at hand with a new mind. There is, however, another potential issue, that being the expenses associated with learning how to play an instrument. First, you have the instrument itself, which can run from being a free hand-me-down guitar to a $15,000 piano, which, if you ask me, isn't the best thing to start with. $15,000 is a little expensive. But then you also have to choose whether or not you're going to teach yourself or if you're going to buy lessons, which would be an additional expense. And all this money talk is alone is enough to stress one out, which kind of seems counterintuitive to me, wouldn't you say? Time for most people's favorite thought. The idea that being able to play an instrument makes you more attractive to both potential and current partners. Swedish researchers Guy Madison, Jacob Holmquist, and Matthias Weston published in the journal Evolution and Human Behavior found a connection that suggests that when it comes to picking between someone who is considered to be less attractive but has high musical skill and talent, or someone who is less physically attractive or is greater has greater physical attraction but less or no musical skill, people are more likely to choose the less attractive, musically skilled person as someone they would want a relationship with. This all comes out in one condition, though, which is that you must actually be skilled at the instrument you play. And sometimes, no matter how hard you practice, it just does not click. I can attest to that as well. I spent an entire summer between 7th and 8th grade trying to learn how to play the flute. And I was at the end of summer came around and I was god awful at it. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. It was terrible. So here you've got all this wasted time and money, and now you can't even get a date with it. Having imparted some benefits and drawbacks of learning and playing an instrument, specifically how it uses almost every part of your brain, reduces stress, and could potentially make you more attractive partner to potential partners and current partners, but at the cost of time, money, and no guarantee for success, I hope you will consider all of this next time you think about learning an instrument so that you can make a more informed decision on the matter and make the decision that is going to be absolutely best for you. Right. So, time, I have 6 minutes and 23 seconds, and I thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I hope you have a good rest of your day until the next speech. Thank you.